Welcome everyone to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Original Rebels Racing League Losers Lounge. Tonight, these trucks will be taking on Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 100 laps. This should be a fun one. The track is cold, and I will say that this could be a fun one. The trucks are always fast on Las Vegas, so only losers from all of the Original Rebels Racing League. And when I say losers, I mean none of these drivers have a win in any of the Original Rebels Racing League. So somebody is going to be getting a first win here tonight. And I'm going to be your announcer for tonight. Atlee Atman-Weeson joining me tonight to call the action is a driver who does have a win in the Original Rebels Racing League. And he is a member of the Original Rebels, Alex Feith. Alex, how you doing tonight?
Good. I'm as upset as I am to not be able to participate tonight. That win in the Legends race that I got on a DQ before anyone says anything. The winner got DQ'd for aggressive driving, therefore giving me the win. Hey, win's a win, baby. But I'm excited to call this race. It's a lot of fast guys in here that I'm surprised haven't won yet. Like names like Jesse Nekula, Kyle Roberts, Matt Geis. He hasn't won yet this season. Josh Lokovitz, he won the last one, but because we've already had our All-Star race, the list reset. Otherwise, we'd have like 14 people to race. Now, Chris Hubbard is another name that sticks out. That man is bad fast in that 24 ride.
Well, let's see what happens. See, right now the fastest in practice is Mr. Fry Hubbard in the 14. He's 1/10 faster than second place, so looking pretty good so far. 30.80 is his time. Second fastest, Josh Thompson with a 30.90. And then third is Tyus Swank with a 30.96. The format is going to be 100 laps. Everybody has one faster pair. 4 sets of tires, so tires is not really an issue for these drivers. And again, this is losers only. So if you have a win in the Original Rebels Racing League, you are not allowed to participate, and this means that the winner of this race will advance to the All-Star race to compete against the winners. So this is a chance to get into the All-Star race. This should be fun. And also, just keep this in mind, it also says adult beverage consumption strongly encouraged. So it's about to get wild here. 40 seconds left here in practice, and we see some group of cars. I'm not sure if you can draft here, if there's a little bit of a draft. It looks like they're keeping up with each other in a group.
Yeah, there's a time. These trucks have the aerodynamic properties of a cow, pretty much. And they are faster in a pack than they are solo. You'll see a lot of these times are probably, some of these fast times in the 30s are definitely in a draft.
Got you. So it looks like times from, like, for example, Fry Hubbard, Josh Thompson, Ty Swank, and Tyler Gatke may have been set in the draft. But practice has concluded with Fry Hubbard having the fastest time. But practice was just practice. All those times go out the window, because the real thing that's going to determine speed here is going to be qualifying, which is going on right now. We're seeing some trucks getting onto the track. There's Jacob Ellingson, and that's 61. See Tyler Gatke. We know he was fast in practice. Let's see if he's going to keep that same mentality and perform well here in qualifying.
That was a sharp. We'll have to go zoom in on that 16. That is a sharp looking truck he's got there.
Let's see if I can. There it is. I love. Is that like, that's a little bit of chrome, I think? Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely popped there in the shadow, like it had a little bit of spec map on it.
Tim Horton says Mr. Tyler Gatke is from the Great White North. And that is a common company that you will find up there. There's Ty Swank. We saw him last night in the Xfinity Series. Jerry Kershaw. And I mean, if you haven't already, before we get too much into the racing action, make sure to share or host the stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I know you can do it on all three platforms. On Twitch, it's in the form of hosting. Facebook, you can hit that share button, and YouTube, you can share. I know on YouTube, in terms of share, it provides you a link, and you can send it onto like group messages on Messenger or Facebook Messenger. Or other platforms like Reddit as well.
Oh yeah, I send out during the Rebel season. I send out like 18 messages of the broadcast to friends and family.
For sure. Right now, Ty Swank is on the top of the board, and as I say that, we see a lot of moving around, but it's like one person who stood up there for a little while is Josh Lokenvitz in that 31.09. He is currently the fastest at the moment.
Fast boy from Iowa, let me tell you.
We see Todd Shajat, who's just slowing down. 31.12 for him. Josh Thompson in the Dale Earnhardt Sr. throwback. He set a time of 31.16, and then Ty Swank 31.17, and then Hitman Manzo with a 31.19. So looks like you're correct. Those times that were in the 30s were definitely in a pack, as nobody has been able to break into the 30s. Dean Qualley says on Facebook, hey, Atman and Alex, how you doing, Dean? Thanks for tuning in for this event. Oh, Kyle Roberts breaks into the 30s with a scorching time, 30.98 for that number 35 machine. He is currently now projected to get the pole. We see Jason Lottridge on track right now. In that 48 machine, he is 19th. Can he improve on his second lap? He does. He jumps all the way up to 8th with a 31.24. Here's Fry Hubbard. He was your leader in practice. Ooh, gets very, very close to the fastest time.
He is not going to make it. I believe that was his last lap.
Yeah, so couldn't quite get up there to Kyle Roberts, but nonetheless still a very fast time, 31.09. We see Joaquin Meza in that beautiful Shark Week car. Probably one of the best holidays in the world is definitely a week of sharks. I know it's coming pretty close. Summertime is here, so only a couple more months before Shark Week comes. See, right now Joaquin is in 21st with a 31.78. I'm sure he'll improve on his second lap. I've noticed a trend where most drivers do improve on their second lap. And Joaquin gets to 6th on that second lap, 31.17. Not enough to break into the top 5, but still a fast time nonetheless. Garrett Kinder says on Facebook, go get 'em, boys. Good luck, losers. Well, the thing is, even though this is the Losers Lounge, tonight, somebody will become a winner. We see Greg Froelich getting ready to set his first time. The legend. Looks like this is going to be his first timed lap. See if he can get up there. Chuck Phelps breaks into the top 10 with a 31.21.
Old Chuck Phelps, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with tonight. I think I see that man finishing inside the top 10, inside the top 5 possibly. He has come a long way since he joined us here at the original Rebels Racing League. And that man went from field marker in the back to a top 10, top 5 force to be reckoned with. I am glad to be a part of his progression through iRacing. He's a stand-up dude. One of the nicest guys you'll meet.
And as you were saying that, he jumps to second on the board with a 31.08.
He has a special paint scheme for tonight for Memorial Day. Some of his battle buddies from his time in the Marines.
And that is actually a perfect transition, because I do want to say, on this holiday weekend, let us remember that Memorial Day is for honoring and mourning the military personnel who have died in the performance of their military duties while serving in the United States Armed Forces. So we would now like to take a moment of silence in remembrance and gratitude of those that made the ultimate sacrifice. That was the moment of silence for Memorial Day. We are back to watching the racing action for qualifying. Jesse Nicola gets to 5th on the board with a 31.11.
Yeah, Jesse Nicola is another one of those names I'm surprised has not pulled off a win yet. He's been up there a few times, and it's just not had the luck fall his way.
Yeah, but I'm sure that's the case from some of the other drivers where it's just they haven't had good luck. And right now, this race is actually the chance for them to shine. And like I said before, this race is called the Losers Lounge, and none of these drivers have wins this season, but we will have a winner crowned tonight. So pretty much everybody who's going to set a time has set a time, and look at the top 10 little overview. Kyle Roberts, Chuck Phelps, Fry Hubbard, Josh Lokenvitz. We see Jesse Nicola, Todd Shajat, Justin Hendry, Josh Thompson, Joaquin Meza, and Tyus Swank. Yeah, Garrett, I mean, you're right. A lot of these drivers have been running in the top 5, but just haven't been able to get to that coveted first spot. So we'll see who's going to get to the first spot tonight as qualifying is getting wrapped up. We're getting ready for the race. 100 laps. We may see some tire and fuel strategy come into play. And that could be a deciding factor.
I'm not 100. I can't remember for 100% what the fuel window here is, but I think it's about 45 or 50 laps.
10-4.
It should be a minimum of 2 stop. I think it'll be a 2-stop race with force of the tires on the wall, 1 fast repair, and 100 laps around this 1.5 miles. It should be a barn burner.
All right, we got our drivers gridding right now, so let's take this opportunity to look at our starting lineup presented by the original Rebels Racing League. Starting on the pole with a scorching time of 30.979, Kyle Roberts is starting onto the pole. In second spot, we have the 75 of Chuck Phelps. Third is Fry Hubbard. Fourth is that Dark Horse Motorsports machine of Josh Lokenvitz. And then rounding out your top 5, it's Jesse Nicola in that number 29. Outside of him, it's Todd Shajat in that 426. Justin Hendry, 7th. Josh Thompson, 8th. Joaquin Meza, 9th. And then rounding out your top 10, It is Tyus Swank. Harold Barnes II is going to be in that 11th spot in that 83 machine. Charles Stevens Jr. starting this one in 12th. 13th spot, it is Hitman Manzo in that number 44 machine. Matt Geis in the number 2, starting the race in 14th. And then rounding out your top 15, it's going to be Josh Lottridge. Magic Mike Iribe in the 77, starting 16th. Christopher Heiner 17th. Tyler Gatke from Canada in 18th. Spencer Gay in the 17, 19th. And then Josh Hall in 20th in that 081. Starting 21st, we have Jacob Ellingson in the 61 with Dirt Affliction in the 18. Eric Burkholter starts the race in 22nd. The legend, Greg Froelich in the 11, starting 23rd. J.R. Kershaw in the 71, starting 24th. And then our final few drivers, Justin Ray in 25th. Machine Keller in 26th. Chud Bassett 27th. Colton Landford 28th. And then starting last but not least, it's Gene Watkinson.
Oh, Mean Gene, the racing machine.
See if he can make his way up through the back, but here we go.
Kyle Roberts and Chuck Phelps are going to lead this 28-car field to the green flag. That pace car makes that hard left turn onto the front onto pit road, and we are gonna kick the tires and light the fires. We're going green flag racing here at Sin City.
Getting a good jump is that 35 machine of Kyle Roberts. He has the nose over Chuck Phelps as we enter turns 1 and 2, but still those two trucks are side by side. Good competition here during this first lap. Making a run on the high side is Chuck Phelps, and he's gonna get clear and take the lead on lap 1 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And also passing Josh Roberts for second, it's gonna be Josh Lokenvitz.
Yeah, it seems like that high side got a really good run coming out of 3 and 4 onto this front stretch here.
Here comes Josh Lokenvitz on the high side. Seems to be the place to be right now. Ooh, gets a nose as we enter onto the backstretch, and he's getting a great run. I'd say by the entry of turn 3, he may be clear, and as I say that...
He is cleared by a mile. Josh Loken, 2 leaders in 2 different laps. It is going to be a fist fight to the end tonight, kids.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one for sure. Chuck Phelps, though, keeping up. It's not like the deficit has increased between those two as soon as Lokenvitz... Oh!
It's a Todd shot.
That is not good. Caution's out. We will get that wreckage replay up to find out exactly what in the world happened there.
Ooh. I can't believe that put him around.
All right, so looks like we got Todd Schott on the top, and then below him, that is going to be that 35 machine. And then, ooh, let me rewind
Just
it.
Tiny bit of contact. I can't, that's enough contact. I can't believe that put him around.
I'm not sure who came up or who came down. It's just kind of a racing deal. And then when Schott got around, he was right in front of Hendry, and he had nowheres to go except for right into that truck.
Oh, it only gets... There's more insult from Hendry coming here in a little bit.
Oh, he turns right into...
Mr. Josh Hall.
So just overall, racing incident happens to the best of us. But that's not going to stop them. We're going to just keep on racing here. Got Manzo on pit road, Jason Lottridge, Justin Hendry, Todd Schott. Drivers that were involved in that one. Josh Hall heading on to the pits.
Yeah, it really changes your mentality, the way you race the rest of this race, knowing you don't have a faster pair in your back pocket and everyone else does.
Remember, there is one faster pair, so I wonder what these drivers are thinking, whether to use the faster pair early or save it for potentially another wreck that might be coming in the future.
Yeah, even if you sit there and take all your optional repairs, you're still going to be just a little bit behind as far as your aero and power, because that optional doesn't fix everything 100%. It fixes it good enough.
For sure. So we're just going to do some pace laps, and wow, we are pacing. I will announce that you asked for some more iRacing on Intensity Broadcasting on Friday and Saturday nights, and we delivered in the best possible way. And we are going to be doing some more original Rebels Racing League. Going forward, we are excited to announce that we will broadcast their Xfinity Series on Friday nights and their Cup Series on Saturday nights. And as an added bonus, we will also be broadcasting their Outlaws Truck Series in the early slot on Sunday nights. And the Rebels' own Sam and Zach Wetstein will still be on the call as the Rebels Racing crew for Friday and Saturday nights. And we have broadcasted the Originals Rebels Racing League Truck Series on Sunday nights for a while now, and it is consistently great racing. So we're excited to be bringing some more of their series to Intensity Broadcasting. And with this addition, this means that Intensity Broadcasting will be broadcasting 7 nights a week with 6 different leagues and 11 different series. So this is a pretty awesome thing.
Yeah, Intensity Broadcasting, the Original Rebels Racing League, kind of go hand in hand. I mean, we've been with each other since day one, really, and it's been nice to see the relationship grow. There's several Intensity broadcasters in the Rebels. We got Josh Hall that races with us, Eddie Morris that races with us, Dean Qualley just come over, Matt Knights races in my Tuesday Night Dirt League, and then he goes and calls the iOS Cup race.
Yep, so that's an awesome opportunity. We do see some things in the chat. Bully Dog Coffee Company says, we hope to be sponsoring a truck next season. Yeah, that's a great opportunity to get your business shown to lots and lots of people.
We even have sponsorship opportunities for the different leagues that are broadcasted here on Intensity. So get with Matt Geis, and he'll get you the information on potentially sponsoring a part of this league.
Who knows? It could be the Bully Dog Coffee Company Wreckage Replay. I mean,
yeah, that's one of the things that's up for sale, per se. But
we're about to go back green here, and right now restarting Josh Lokenvitz, who in that short amount of green flag run, he gained 3 positions from where he started. And then second spot, it's going to be Chuck Phelps, which is exactly where he started. So he's going to try to retake the lead after he lost it to Josh earlier. This should be a nice fresh start for some of the drivers that didn't have the start that they wanted.
yeah, man, it's about time to get you in an Original Rebels Racing League event.
That would be pretty cool.
I'm going to make it official. I'm going to announce it now. The Tuesday Night Dirt Invaders will be racing limited late models for season 3.
So if you're interested in limited late models, hit the Original Rebels Racing League up, and we're about to go back green here for this race. And green flag is back out. Josh Lokenvitz with the jump. Side by side for second, we see Chuck Phelps and Fry Hubbard. I know that Fry Hubbard has a fast truck. He was the fastest in practice.
Fry Hubbard challenging underneath Chuck Phelps there for the second spot. Look for that man to hunt down the 79 in that evil clown car.
Yeah, that is a terrifying car. 4th spot, it's Charles Stevens Jr. in that 88, and then we got a battle for 5th. Josh Thompson and Ty Swank right now are going at it.
Yeah, lots of racing going on through the top 5, really. three separate two-way battles all the way through the field.
Yeah, this just proves how much great racing there is going to be throughout this race tonight. We got a battle for third. Here comes Chuck Feltz looking low under Charles Stevens Jr. I actually think that it's Charles that's doing the passing, as that high side is the place to be.
Chuck Feltz is kind of stumbled out of the gate that second restart and is stumbling out of the gate here. Hopefully he can find some traction and get that 75 machine back up front.
I know he's lost a lot of positions since the restart, and he might potentially lose another one, as Ty Swank is looking at that 75 machine like a tasty meal as we enter into 3 and 4.
Who knows? It could be some kind of complex tire strategy that the old Chuck Feltz has got brewed up for tonight, where he's going to back off, and about 10, 15 laps left to go in the field run, he's just going to drop the hammer and have way more tire than everybody else and just charge right back up.
That is always an opportunity. I've seen it happen before, and it can work. So that is not out of the question.
I'm only able to save tires for like 2 laps, and I start to panic as I'm getting past, and I just drive the wheels off of everything.
Yeah, it's hard. I can't like not hold back when I'm driving a race car. Like if someone tells me just go out there, run, you don't have to run full throttle, just putts around. I can't do that. It's impossible. So
I have the when it comes to tire strategy, I have the self-control of a toddler. Like it's either all gas, no brakes, all the time. Ooh, Tia's got a big wiggle coming out of 1 and 2. I almost was able to secure the pass to Chuck Feltz, but Chuck's gonna get back to the high side and fight back. But Tia's is gonna get a good drive off the bottom. Not quite clear him coming in the tri-oval. As we come to the stripe, he still hasn't got him cleared. But the 33 of Josh Thompson looking to stick his dog in the fight here for that 4th spot. Tias is gonna clear him, and Josh Thompson's gonna start working under Chuck Feltz, trying to secure that position.
As we're looking at that battle, we got a battle for the lead. Fry Hubbard is looking low, trying to make a pass on Josh Lokenvitz for the lead. And he's getting a good run here in turns 3 and 4. And he gets clear, so a new leader. We've had 3 leaders so far in 13 laps. Fry Hubbard taking the lead. So now that's going to be a battle for the 2nd spot. Charles Stevens Jr. is going to make it by Josh Lokenvitz. So that 79 has lost 2 spots in a short amount of time.
Oh, Loki, he ain't going to give it up yet. He's going to drive underneath Charles Stevens there, coming into 3 and 4, trying to make a case to get that spot back.
And he's got the nose. Let's see how much he has as we cross the line. Not too much of a lead, but let's see what happens here in the corner.
Drives it down deep, slides up, shuts the slide off. Charles Stevens is looking to cross him over. Coming on the backstretch, not quite able to get it done. He's going to stick way out there, trying to make the pass. They are door-to-door through 3 and 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's sticking with them. When one driver's take the lead, the other driver does a crossover. This is a great battle, but looks like finally getting clear is Josh Lokenvitz, but still sticking behind him on his back bumper is Charles Stevens Jr. We see Ty Swank and Josh Thompson saying, hey, we want to join the party as well. They're starting to catch up to Charles. And then
yeah, these people need to get lined up and so they can run this 14 back down to not let him get too far away.
As we look at that battle, we have a battle for 6th spot, Tyler Gatke and Chuck Feltz, who has really just fallen far, far back. He loses now that 6th spot. He's lost 5 positions since the restart. And again, it could be tire strategy, but I don't know. So right now, the field is pretty much single file for the first time. Decently spread out. But still, everybody's in close proximity. Fry Hubbard hasn't really gotten too much of a lead. It's still down below a second between him and Josh Lokenvitz. Charles Stevens Jr. is trying to get back up there to that 2nd spot. Also, here comes Josh Thompson looking low under Ty Swank for that 4th spot. He's got the nose as we enter onto the front stretch.
And here comes Matt Geis, gonna start. He's past Tyler Gatke. He's got his eyes set on the 75 of Chuck Phelps now. Chris Heiner gonna work underneath Tyler Gatke. Tyler Gatke falling back.
See if Matt Geis can make his way up through the field, trying to get up there again, like you mentioned, to Chuck Phelps, and he's gaining on him for sure.
Matt Geis switching from his traditional 33 for the 2 truck coming up in season 3. Season 3 is going to have a lot of new faces and a lot of new numbers and a lot of confusion probably for the first race or two.
Here comes Josh Thompson looking low under the 66 of Tyus Swank. He can't compete with the high side. This is the second time that he's tried to pass Tyus, and it's been unsuccessful. There's Chuck Phelps trying to get up there to Josh. See if he can potentially pass that 33 machine. I know the 33 is struggling passing, so will he get past? Trying to get up there. Trying to set up the pass, looking where he's lifting, looking where, what line he's running, just trying to find any vulnerabilities. And also just waiting for him to make a mistake, whether he gets loose off the corner. That's the main thing when you're behind someone. You're just hoping from them to mess up.
Yeah, that's a lot of the, especially here at Vegas in the daytime where this track is super hot and super slick. It's really hard to pass. You just kind of get on somebody's bumper and apply enough pressure to force them into making a mistake. Intimidating them as you will. Made famous by the paint scheme ran by the Mr. Josh Thompson.
Speaking of temperature, let's look at our race info. Right now it's 66 degrees Fahrenheit, 21% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 6 miles per hour wind speed. The track temperature a little bit warmer despite it being nighttime, 70 degrees, but still that's pretty chilly for the desert heat of Vegas. And the length of the track is 1.52 miles long. We're seeing some pit strategy start to come into play. Magic Mike heading in, get some tires and some fuel.
Yeah, while we were talking about the track state, Josh Thompson tagged the wall going onto the backstretch, and Chuck Phelps and now Matt Geis able to sneak by him for that 5th spot.
Sticking in 6th right now. We do have a battle for 2nd. Josh Lokenvitz takes back that 2nd spot from Charles Stevens Jr. But sticking with him, sticking on that back bumper is that 88, and Fry Hubbard is starting to turn on the autopilot. He's almost gotten his lead to a 2nd now. On a desert drive, I guess you could say.
Going through the desert on a horse with no name. You're probably not even old enough to know that song.
I guess you could say he's on a Sunday drive, but of course it's Saturday. So it's not quite 9:31 on the East Coast, so we're nearing Sunday. Right now we're watching this battle. Charles Stevens Jr., Lokenvitz. We do have some more people heading on to pit road. Colton Lanford getting some tires and some fuel. I think we might start to see some drivers flood in to the pits. As we look, let me look at the pit strategy. The top 13, none of them have came in. Joaquin Meza, Roberts, and Josh Hall all came in, though, during our last caution. So they actually have a little bit fresher tires compared to the top 13. Let's see if that might come into their favor.
Yeah, short pitting is not always the best strategy, though. You got to rely on on a caution, really, for it to work. And sometimes you don't get that. Actually, every time I try and short pit, nothing happens.
Right now, Charles Stevens Jr. is struggling to find a way by that 79 machine. One other battle on track, Josh Thompson, after tagging the wall, he lost a bunch of spots, including one to Matt Geis. He's trying to get back up there to that 2 to retake what belongs to him, that 6th spot. Charles Stevens looks high to see if he can maybe get any speed up there. That's been a good place to run so far here at Las Vegas. I've seen a lot of passes been made up there, so let's see if that's maybe where Charles Stevens Jr. is going to try to look. It's a great run on the front stretch.
I tell you where the good battle on track right now is. It's for the 15th spot between Josh Hall and Joaquin Meza in that 92 Shark Week truck.
Yep, that's for that 16th spot, and Josh Hall gets clear of Joe Quinn in that awesome Shark Week car. We see behind them it's Greg Froelich in the 11, trying to see if he can get by that 92 machine. Keep an eye on that battle. Here's another battle brewing for that 4th spot. Chuck Phelps and Ty Swank, 66 and 75. Chuck Phelps fell behind early on, lost a bunch of spots, and he's maybe trying to get some of them back.
Just over the radio, 14's got to come down.
Yep, there goes Fry Hubbard into the pits. This is it. Pit strategy starting up. Also, Charles Stevens Jr. heading in, and Christopher Heiner heading in as well. And I'm sure there'll be some others. Yep, Kyle Roberts, Joe Quinn Meza heading in. So that means that with 2 of the top 3 heading in, Josh Lokenvitz is your leader now, and he has a second lead over this battle for second between Ty Swank and Chuck Phelps. Rest of the top 5 with all the people heading into the pits. Matt Geis in 4th, Josh Thompson in 5th. We see Spencer Gay heading into the pits. Right now, Chuck Phelps trying to get by Tyus to potentially get some clean air to try to get to the leader. See Harold Bud Barnes in that 83 heading in. I mean, most people think of racing as the green flag part where you're staying on the track, but cars, just like cars on the street, they can't stay out there forever. You got to come in and get fuel and tires sometime, and that's where the strategy comes into play. You can be extremely well during a green flag run, but when it comes to pit strategy, you could lose the race because of it.
Yeah, it's not only the pit strategy, it's getting it woed up to the pit road speed of, I think it's 50. Yeah, it's 50 mile an hour here at Vegas, going from 160, 170 to 50 miles an hour on old, wore-out, hot tires is also a challenge. You see a lot of guys, a lot of times, will lock them up and cause a caution and go lap down.
Here comes Tyus heading on to the pit road in the 66 machine. So that's going to mean that Chuck Phelps is in the 2nd spot. And closing in on him is Matt Geis and Josh Thompson. So 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are all in close proximity of each other. Oh, looks like Chud Bassett had a little wreck.
Yeah, he downshifted a bit too early and looped it around and had a header into the wall.
Luckily, it was on the bottom of the track, so he didn't hit anybody else, which is good. So that's going to mean that no caution will come out for that one. Chuck Phelps extending his lead a little bit over Matt Geis. And then Matt Geis extending his lead over Josh Thompson. We do see a little battle going on. We see Tyler Gatke and Justin Ray are going at it for that 5th spot, chance to get into the top 5.
Matt Geis down pit road.
Ooh. So the 2 dropping off. Jesse Necula also heading down as well. But staying out is Josh Lokenvitz, and
yeah, I bet you he's gonna run that thing dry.
I agree. I mean, there's always varying strategies. We see guys who want to short pit, guys who want to go in about medium when most of the field is going in, and then the people that like to stretch it out. I like to call it when you procrastinate pitting, where you wait as long as you possibly can.
The 38 down pit road. Justin Ray down.
Yep, he's gonna get some freshies.
4 stick good years and 2 cans of Sunoco racing fuel.
Yep, the official beverage of race cars, or in this case, race trucks, truck cars.
Truckaminos.
And right now, 8 cars are currently a lap down, so there's only 7 cars on the lead lap. And take a look at pit strategy right there.
7 down pit road, Jersh Kershaw.
All right, so with him heading in, that means there's only 5 people that are yet to come in. We see Josh Lokenvitz, Chuck Phelps, Josh Thompson, Tyler Gatke, and then Hitman Manzo. We see Josh Lokenvitz is getting passed by some of the lap cars. Speaking of Tyler Gatke, he's heading in.
Down pit road he goes.
So that's going to bring the number to 4. Fry Hubbard gets back on the lead lap. He was the leader before he came into the pits. He's going to try to claw and scratch his way back up.
Yeah, the green flag pit cycle shuffle's almost through. We got a couple more cars to go down.
Yep. The only people are Manzo, Josh Thompson, Chuck Phelps, and then Josh Lokenvitz, who now looks like another driver is back on the lead lap, Charles Stevens Jr. And that just proves how much better Fresh Tires is, as they're flying right by. In comparison, Fry Hubbard, Fry Hubbard ran a 32 flat last time by. Josh Lokenvitz ran a 33.48. So about a second difference on fresher tires. Of course, Fry Hubbard has actually been on them for a little while now.
Yeah, holding out here as long as this is it could be a game-winning strategy, or it could be the worst thing you could have done.
2 of the drivers that are yet to come in, Josh Thompson and Chuck Phelps, are currently battling. So it looks like they might not be coming into the pits anytime soon with this battle going on.
Really, once those guys that are lap down start to catch you and get their lap backs, is about the time you should look into going in, because you very well could go down and get trapped a lap down on your green flag stop.
For sure. Here comes Josh Thompson looking to the high side to see if he can use that top to get by Chuck Phelps. It was unsuccessful. And they got a lap car coming behind them. 17 of Spencer Gay. See Ty Swank getting on the lead lap in that 66 machine. There's the 17.
These guys got to be coming close on fuel. It's 46 laps on this tank. And those tires have got to be hurting.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to drive. Last time by, Josh Lokenvitz ran a 33.15. His fastest lap was a 31.14, so he's about 2 seconds slower than when he was at his best.
Yeah, it's really kind of a mental game with it, like, because over time you adjust to those old tires, and you think you're going fast, but in all reality you're not.
No.
Like you think you're hitting your marks and running perfect laps and just can run forever on these tires, and in all reality you're off the pace.
There goes some more drivers flying by. Spencer Gay, Christopher Heiner, both get by Josh Lokenvitz. He's got to at least be thinking about when he's going to head in. I mean, we are nearing actually halfway through this race. This race has flown by.
Yeah, we just had that one caution. I mean, time flies when you're having fun.
For sure. See Kyle Roberts, he gets his lap back. And Matt Geitz is trying to get up.
Oh!
Caution!
Caution!
We jinxed it. Let's see what happened there. Did you see who was involved?
I just seen it out of the corner of my eye.
Looks like Hendry. All right, let me get this replay up. Uh-oh. And Justin Hendry, he was trying to get back on the lead lap too. And here's actually something interesting. This wreck happened when a car on a lap down and a car on the lead lap were side by side. Let's take a look. Hendry on the bottom, Feltz on the top. I don't know.
No net code.
A little bit of net code. 85 hits the wall. Let's see. Let me look. Where's the point? Let's look at that right rear suspension. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, never mind. We're not going to look at that. Let's see. What's a good view to see net code? Let's see. Where's Feltz at? There he is. Let's take a look at his right front. Actually, his left front. Okay. Oh, never mind.
Wow, your cameras are like...
They're weird. All right, let's see.
Well, from way back here, yeah, it looks pretty net code.
I agree. I'm gonna look at like maybe potentially the front end. Let's see, rear chase. Yeah. I mean, there might have been a little bit of contact, but overall, it's a shame. Chuck Feltz was running up there, right up front with the big boys, and it's a shame something like that had to happen there. Let's see, did anybody else get involved? It was only a 2-car incident, so it wasn't like there was the Suez Canal on the backstretch.
It's pretty hard to Suez Canal this track. It's really wide.
I agree. I'm not sure exactly what the width is, but you're right. Wider than most short tracks, I guess.
It takes like 2 cars to completely block the track at South Boston. I know that much. Same with Dover. You get 2 cars side by side, or 2 cars perpendicular to the track at Dover. It's a track blocker.
I can't imagine. Matt Geis heading into the pits. Jesse Necula, Eric Burkholter. I know that all the drivers who had to come in came in. Let's look at the pit strategy to see all the different stuff. So right now, Tyus Swank, he's on 15-lap tires. Josh Thompson on fresh tires. Lokenvitz on fresh tires. Chuck Feltz on fresh tires. Manzo on fresh tires. Hubbard on fresh tires. So pretty much the top 10 is on fresh tires except for Tyus Swank, who I believe stayed out. So we will see how much of a difference 15 laps is on tires. Because although Tyus, he is in the lead, they could just fly right by him. While we're under a break, as always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. And if you say, for example, if you liked or followed or subscribed on one platform, go do it on the other two. We are on all three, and I know a lot of people have the one that they prefer to watch on, but just to, if you wouldn't mind, go and check us out on the other platforms. Check us out on Twitter. We always post some polls on there. You can interact with us. And then also, if you haven't already, you need to download the eRacing TV app. Probably the best app to download for a racing fan on Amazon or Fire TV or Roku TV, because 7 nights a week with a couple different broadcasting companies, including Intensity Broadcasting, all our broadcasts are actually on there, so you can have us on the big screen Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Intensity Broadcasting will have their broadcasts on eRacing TV. So, if you haven't already, you need to download that eRacing TV app on Roku or Fire TV. And if you don't have Roku TV or Fire TV, that is okay, because you can still watch us on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook.
And potential sponsors. That's a lot of eyes on your product and on your company. So keep that in mind.
Well, looks like the green flag. We were gonna go green that time by, but it was delayed. But yep.
Yeah, there was a lot of cars that needed to wave around.
Got you. But yeah, you're right. Having that be on Amazon and Fire TV, that you can get a lot of viewership. I know over the last couple of weeks on eRacing TV, they've actually averaged 21,000 individual household devices viewing throughout the week, and so that's very big exposure for your company.
Lights are back off on the pace car.
So yep, we are gonna be heading back green this time by. Restarting on the bottom, it's going to be Tyus Swank. Remember, he has 15-lap tires. And then restarting on the top, it's Josh Thompson. Josh, he has fresh Goodyear tires. So let's see how much of a difference tires is going to make here on this restart. I know leader controls the start.
Yeah, TS is a restart wizard. I've had to restart behind him and beside him before, and he's unpredictable. He'll go at the green flag, or he'll go as soon as that pace car turns his wheel left. He's a different breed.
See what happens. When's he gonna go? Yep, there he goes. Right as we are in and onto the front stretch, he takes off, and green flag is back out. We are over halfway into this event. Side by side for second, we see Logan Vitz makes his way into that second spot, with Josh Thompson falling in line into third.
Logan Vitz with those fresh tires, he's hunting. He wants to go back to back on these loser lounge races.
He was leading when the caution flag came out. He lost the lead due to pit stops, and he's looking to try to take that lead back in that absolutely terrifying paint scheme. If I was Tias and I looked in my rearview mirror and I saw that clown, I would be terrified, and I just let him by.
I think he just needs to have the red balloon on the front. That's a little bit more intimidating than Pennywise.
Oh.
Caution is back out.
Uh-oh, Kyle Roberts having some trouble. Let's take a look at what happened with our wreckage replay. Oh boy. Just looking at this, somebody went into John Deere country, and you'll see what I mean when we take a look at the replay. We are currently looking at that 35 machine of Kyle Roberts. And looks like just off exit, he got a little bit loosey-goosey and slid right into the grass. He almost turned right into that 29.
Yeah, really push it to the edge on cold tires. It just bit him on corner exit.
And then, hey, he's helping the grounds crew, helping mow the lawn here at Las Vegas. Heading straight through the grass. I'm sure getting lots and lots of grass inside that car. I know I've gone through the grass a couple of times and it's not fun. Actually, more when I say that, I mean more than a couple of times. But there he goes, finally heading back onto the track. That was actually a one-car incident pretty much, so a little bit surprised that they threw the caution. I guess anything can happen when you're in the grass. We see Tia Swank heading on to the pits, Joaquin Meza, Josh Thompson, all of them on into the pits. But staying out is Josh Lokenvitz. He is back in the lead where he was only just a couple laps ago. Second place, he led a couple laps before heading into the pits. Here's Fry Hubbard in that 14. He was very, very fast early on in this race, looking to try to retake that top spot. Charles Stevens Jr., he's been a constant top 5 car throughout this event. He's in third. We see Chuck Phelps in the 4th spot. And then Spencer Gay, who we haven't really talked about him too much throughout this race. He's finally breaking into the top 5.
Yeah, he's back there lurking.
And I haven't done this yet. Let's do a flyby through the field. And we also have the information on some of the drivers as well with the driver details. So I'm going to just quickly scroll through some of the drivers, get to know a little bit about some of them.
While we do that, do you want to talk about the big news? I guess we've kind of already talked about it. Do you want to talk, pull in Matt Geis and let him talk about the merger, kind of?
Sure, that's actually a good idea. Let's go ahead and pull him in. That guy's the league owner and founder.
Matt, it's Alex and Atman in the booth. You got us?
Damn, before I got you guys, what's up?
We kind of touched base on a little bit between the kind of merger between Rebels Racing Network and Intensity. We just wanted to give you a chance to talk about it and.
Hey man, I mean, we're excited about it. We've had a long-standing relationship with Intensity Broadcasting since we started as a single Sunday night truck series. They've watched us grow into something I don't think any of us could imagine of what we are today. And then we've also kind of watched them grow along the way. And we always feel like they've been part of the league. Josh Hall, Joe Wright, Atman, Dayton, they just feel like they've been a part of the league, so we're excited to get into some more viewership, a larger audience. It's going to be a good time.
And while we got you in here, do you want to talk about possible sponsorship opportunities for the original Rebels Racing League broadcasts?
Yeah, we are open to sponsorships as we are broadcasts. We're one of the only leagues on Roku and Fire Stick smart TV app, as well as being on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. I'm sure Atman can give you more on that. We do potentially have 100,000 views on the smart TV app. So we are welcoming league sponsors. Most of our series are sponsored, but we're welcome to more with. You can sponsor an entire series, a single race. You can sponsor different race awards, all kinds of stuff. But for more information, you can hit us up on our Facebook page.
I know we did have a couple people in the chat saying that they were interested for sponsored opportunities. So there we go. League owner and founder Matt Geis with some information on the merger. Good luck for the rest of the race, Matt.
Hey man, appreciate you, buddy.
And that's our War Daddy, Matt Geis.
Right now, he is in the top 10 in the 10th spot, trying to get up there to the front. But here we go. Pace car making that hard left turn onto pit road. Restarting, it's going to be Josh Lokenvitz and Fry Hubbard. Green flag is back.
Ooh.
What in the world? Oh my. Josh Lokenvitz into the grass. He ends up saving it, but oh my. I want to actually take a look at a replay on that, even though we are currently green flag. I'm not sure what happened.
Either. I'm in the end car.
Might have been a shifting issue. Might have shifted a little bit too quickly.
Oh, yep. First to third.
Oh.
Yep.
That'll do it. But that's one less car to worry about for our leader, Fry Hubbard. But chasing him down is that 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. Trying to find a place to pass him. He's going to look high potentially.
Yeah, Josh falling all the way back to 19th with 40 to go. I mean, he's got his work cut out for him, but I think he'll get back up there.
He already is working on Jesse Nekula for that 18th spot. I'm sure if we have a long green flag run, he can make his way up through the field quick, but it'll be hard. You're right, he does have his work cut out for him. Here's the 88 of Charles Stevens Jr. looking low. He has the nose over the 14 machine, and there we go. He's clear, new leader. I believe this is the first time he's led all race. Charles Stevens Jr. in that 88 machine. New leader, but keeping up with him is Fry Hubbard, looking to try to potentially take that lead back.
That's what, the 5th or 6th different leader we've had all night?
Yeah, we have had a lot of lead changes. I'm not exactly sure how many, but it's been a decent amount. Dayton Lease on Facebook says, if you had to pick a winner right now, who would you put your money on?
Oh, this late in the race? You know what? I'm gonna put the chips on I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with either Chris Hine or Chuck Phelps.
We are in Las Vegas, so we're gonna do a little bit of gambling, I guess. I'm gonna have to go with Spencer Gay. He's creeping behind those top two, looking for an opportunity to pounce. If something happens between these two while they're battling, he's gonna be in third place. Say, for example, on the last lap, if both of them spin each other out, he can just drive right by and take the win. You never know. So, you say Christopher Heiner or Chuck Phelps. My pick is Spencer Gay. Surprised me or you. I didn't really think it was going to be someone in the top two. That's, of course, I didn't want to pick the leader because that would kind of be.
Yeah, I didn't want to pick either of the top two either, but I'm gonna have to go with. I got to take my boy Chris Heiner. He's not a dark horse anymore. We had a little bit of a team shuffle here in the league, but hey, dark horse in, dark horse out, baby.
Fry Hubbard trying to set up a pass right now on Charles Stevens Jr. He lost the lead to him a little bit earlier, and he's trying to take it back.
Actually, I think Fry Hubbard's just going to kind of play it safe and draft him, because he's had multiple opportunities to really make a move, but he is just going to follow Charles around and wait, I believe.
Yeah, and I know if he's going to try to push it too hard and make the pass, that could tear up your stuff, so it's a little bit of a conservative approach to making the pass for that number 14 of Fry Hubbard. Garrett Kinder says on Facebook, got a pull for the boss. Let's go Matt Geis. He's currently in the 6th spot right now and chasing the 24 and the 75 of Christopher Heiner and Chuck Phelps. He's definitely got a chance for sure. Some other battles on track. We've got a gaggle of cars from 4th to 11th. Big battles going on between all
Yeah,
of
single
these
car
cars.
lines. It's getting interesting back here.
I mean,
Chris Hunter able to put a little bit of a gap on Chuck Phelps and kind of get a little bit of breathing room as Matt Geis is breathing down the 75's neck.
here comes Joaquin Meza. Trying to see if he can get anything done in that 92. Getting by Tita Swank. Here also, don't look now, here comes Kyle Roberts in that 35 machine.
From mowing the grass to a top 5.
I know, he was actually, yep, you're right, he was involved in a couple wrecks ago, if not the last wreck. So, he's kind of came back from the incident and looking strong. Fry Hubbard continuing to look at that 88 like a tasty meal in the catbird seat right now. It's his turn in the chess match right now. It's taking him a little while to make the move, just continuing to set up the pass. And also, these drivers are also gonna have to do a little bit of tire saving as well. I'm not sure if that's what Fry might be doing. As I'm not sure if they'll have to come in one more time or not.
Yeah, some of these guys who pitted pretty early, I'm questioning if they're going to have a nut. Well, they might have come down on that second caution. There's a lot of guys. I'm not sure where they're at on fuel.
Let's see. If you take a look at some of the stint links, the top 7 is on 22 lap tires, and then from 8th to 12th, it's 15. The one driver, Chud Bassett, he's on 36 lap tires, so I'd assume that he might try to come in. Lottridge 15, Manzo 22, and then Josh Hall is one of those early pitters as well. He is on 36 lap tires, so I'd say for a couple more laps before it'll start looking bad for the front drivers.
I think as long as these guys are good on fuel, I don't see anybody pitting unless there's a caution.
I mean, I agree.
I tell you what, now that I look at the grid spots versus where they're currently standing, Spencer Gay and Chris Hyder are your two battling out for the hard charger. Spencer Gay starting all the way back in 19th. Chris Hyder starting back 17th.
Also, some other drivers to mention. Justin Ray started the race in the 25th spot. He is currently in 11th and trying to make a pass for 10th, trying to get by Joaquin Meza. And then also, Chud Bassett started the race in that 27th spot, third to last, and he's holding his own right now in the 13th spot. So those are some other big movers to mention. The biggest faller, I'd have to say, is Justin Hendry. He got involved in a wreck earlier, and I think he had already used his fast repair, and the damage just was beyond repair. And
Yeah, he's had a tough break.
Same thing with Todd Schott. He's on track right now, but he's definitely fallen way behind from where he started. He's a lap down, but he didn't quit. He's still out there holding his own. The gap is actually starting to increase a little bit between Charles Stevens Jr. and Fry Hubbard, which is interesting. You see,
Well, that gap is opened. The gap between the 24 and the 17 is closing.
Yeah, Christopher Heiner is looking extremely fast in that number 24 machine. Your pick to win the race. And the thing is, for Christopher Heiner to win the race, he doesn't have a lot of time, as we've officially hit less than 25 laps to go. So, for those of the drivers who might have been a little bit more conservative, holding back maybe, I'd say it's go time. It's go time. No holding back.
Or just start chucking roll bar padding out the window, trying to get a debris caution.
We see we're side by side for 7th. Josh Thompson making a move on the high side, getting by Chuck Feltz. And now, here comes Josh Thompson looking low under Matt Geis. And he flies right by. I know at one point Matt Geis was in the 5th spot. He has lost the 5th spot to Tia Swank, and now he falls to 7th. And, ooh, we might be starting to see some pit strategy come into play. Joaquin Meza in that Shark Week car heading into the pits. Interesting. I'm not sure if it was unscheduled or if that might be some pit strategy. You never know. Fresh tires can mean a lot. So it could that might be the winning move when we interview him. He'll say, yeah, it was when I came in with 21 laps to go. That's what won me the race.
Yep, he's taking 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
Here comes Chuck Feltz heading by Matt Geis. I know Garrett Kinder was saying Matt Geis to P5. Let's go. He's fallen now to 8th. He's actually looking back under Chuck Feltz. Maybe a little coming back at you move right there. I don't know. Charles Stevens Jr.'s almost got that lead to a 2nd over Fry Hubbard. He's starting to turn on the autopilot.
Yeah, that'd be a good statement victory for him coming into season 3, as I believe he is moving up from the Outlaws to the Rebels. Now, a little clarification on the Outlaws and the Rebels. It's not like the Rebels is the Premier League and the Outlaws is the feeder. What it really is the Rebels is the OG guys, like the guys from season 1 that are still around, and the guys that started early season 2 and whatnot. It's not the Premier League. It's just the one that's been around the longest, and the guys who like to race together.
Joaquin Meza off of pit road. See if he can work his way up back through the field.
He did lose a lap.
Here's Tia Swank trying to get up there to Christopher Heiner.
The 9 of Colton Lanford going down. Tia's going to get underneath the 24. Chris going down, looking to get underneath him.
Here comes Fry Hubbard, getting passed by Spencer Gay in that 17 machine.
Fry must have run out of tires or something, because he's dropping. Charles Stevens, he's got a new challenger coming up with that 17 ride of the Spencer Gay.
Yeah, he's looking pretty stout out there. I know that was my pick to win this one. Let's see if he can get up there. We see some more people heading into pit road. There goes Chud Bassett, who was one of our biggest movers of the race. He's going to lose a couple spots due to pit strategy. Fry Hubbard sticking with Spencer Gay for that 2nd spot.
Spencer Gay's got a paint scheme paying tribute to the Sega Daytona game. It used to be an old arcade game from way back.
That's an awesome looking paint scheme. If you can take a look at it, there is the front. And then There's a look at the back. We see. Man, that's a pretty sweet looking paint scheme. We see Tyler Gatke and Manzo going at it for that 10th spot, chance to get into the top 10. We see some more people. Greg Froelich going into the pits. We see Joaquin Meza getting his lap back, heading in the 15th spot. Mickey Dwayne Isaac says, I had Daytona USA for Sega Saturn. So we'll see, we know, we got some people who know the game Daytona USA.
Sega Saturn was just a hair bit before I got into gaming. My first gaming console was a PlayStation 1.
Yep, you could get it. You could play it at the arcade on the Sega Saturn. You could get it on the PC. You could get it on the PlayStation 3. And you could also get it on the Xbox 360, as I think they made some remakes of it later on. Right now, the field is decently spread out at the moment, with everybody thinking about pit strategy. It's got to be on a lot of the front runners' minds. As this time by, we're going to be officially hitting 10 laps to go for this event. And right now, Charles Stevens Jr., he's got a decent gap between him and Spencer Gay. Not exactly the gap that he wants. It's not quite to 1 second, but it's still a good amount, a good distance. If he, per se, maybe tags the wall or gets a little bit loose, it gives him a little bit of time to get his thoughts back together and keep on going.
Yeah, that gap is closed in about a 10th a lap, so we might have a battle here by the end of it.
Here comes Tia Swank trying to get into the top 3. This is for a chance to get an interview at the end of the race, trying to get by Fry Hubbard, who lost the 2nd spot to Spencer Gay just a couple of laps ago. Comes Josh Thompson trying to get up there to Christopher Heiner. Chance to get to the top 5. I don't know. There's still a decent gap between those two. Right now, Charles Stevens Jr., he's got to be feeling a little bit stressed right now, as the gap is closing at least a little bit between him and Spencer Gay. Laps are winding down, and he has a chance to make it into the All-Star race, which is a big opportunity. You're with the best of the best from the original Rebels Racing League, like Alex Veith.
I wouldn't categorize me in the best. I got lucky. The luckiest and the best. How about that?
You see, the luck gods, they only give people luck when they're the best.
I tell you what, they don't give you any luck when you're in the old Black 13. But hey, it comes with the territory running that number. 0.6 of a second separates 1 and 2.
Uh-oh, he's starting to close in, and we're nearing 5 laps to go, though.
5 to go this time by.
Christopher Heiner is under serious attack from Josh Thompson.
0.4 of a second at the line. He is in the draft. He is hunting.
Uh-oh.
And if I remember correctly, these two are actually pretty good friends in real life, both hailing from the Sunshine State.
Charles Stevens Jr. from Tampa. And Spencer Gay from Florida. As there you see Charles Stevens in his Rays attire.
Yeah, I believe they actually went to the Daytona 500 together, if I remember right.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's...
Actually, there was a fair few amount of Rebels at the Daytona 500 this year. And same thing at Talladega. There was a big gaggle of them at Talladega. Zach and Sam actually did the Saturday night broadcast from the campground at Talladega Superspeedway.
And also the reason why I have broadcasted both last night's race and tonight's race is because Zach and Sam Wetstein are actually at the Indy 500 right now. So if you're watching this, have fun. That's probably the event of a lifetime. I know it's on. Uh-oh, somebody hit the wall. It was Christopher Heiner.
Oh, Chris. I cursed you, buddy. I'm sorry. 3 to go, and it's a 2/10 gap between the two.
And Spencer Gay, he's right there. Oh, T Rice HD on Facebook says, Alex got lucky. A blind squirrel finds a nut once in a great while.
Listen, hose dragger, I don't want to hear nothing from you. I beat you in that race. Todd Rice is a firefighter from down in Oklahoma. He was a staple in the Original Rebels Racing League Discord.
Final lap. Can Spencer Gay get up there to Charles Stevens Jr. or can he hold on?
Yeah, the gap is stretched to 0.4 of a second. So he needs a miracle here. Out of turn 4 for the final time, the 88 of Charles Stevens is going to take the checkered and win the 4th annual Losers Lounge.
And that means
Spencer Gay second.
That he is going to be advancing to the All-Star race to compete with all of the winners from the Original Rebels Racing League. He wasn't a winner in all of the leagues this season, but he finally gets the win here in the Losers Lounge. What a race. That was a fun one. Still, Spencer Gay put up a fight, got the lead, the gap between him and Charles Stevens to 0.2 of a second, so not to be outdone. He also had a great performance, and also Fry Hubbard in the 14 having an awesome race as well. Led a couple laps. As there he goes, burning it down.
Yeah, that's a big fish top 2 sweep.
Yep, if you look at Yep, that's right. Charles Stevens Jr. and Spencer Gay are both part of Big Fish Motorsports. But there we go. Looks like he's been practicing that burnout for a long time. He didn't have a chance to use it, or he hasn't had a chance to use it for a while, so finally. And then there's Matt Geist just plowing right into him.
Yeah, we here in the Original Rebels Racing League, we celebrate our wins a little different. The winner gets a chance to do his burnout, and then about half the field is waiting in the wings just to absolutely demolish your truck or your car.
The truck car. But now, with the race over, it is time for the driver interviews here. And We're getting to see Charles Stevens, Spencer Gay, waiting for Fry Hubbard to get into the waiting room.
And we got Fry down there.
So let's go ahead and pull him in. Hey, Fry, this is Atlee and Alex in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Go ahead.
Well, you started the race in third up front, and we actually saw you were pretty much in the top 5 for the entire race. Led some laps, but in the end, you ended up finishing in that third spot as you lost the second spot with a little bit to go, but still had an awesome run. I mean, from your perspective, what exactly happened here at Las Vegas?
After that last caution there, I seen that I wasn't going to make it on fuel, and I was following Charles, the 88 there, and I told him, I said, "Hey man, just stay in line." I knew I was faster. I just, I knew I had to save fuel. I wasn't going to make it to the end, and basically I just fell back on purpose, really, so I could finish the race. That was what I was looking at.
Yeah, really. At first, I thought you were doing some kind of fancy tire saving strategy, and we're gonna just save your tires and ride behind them, and then make a run at the end. But as you just said, that was not the case.
No, it wasn't, and I was going to try there at the end to make a run, but I was really scared. I mean, I run out of fuel coming almost to the finish line. Right out of turn 4 there, I seen it go to 0 and said, boom, the car died. I was like, wow, at least I finished. So if I try to push the truck any faster than I could have, I would have probably run out of fuel. So I'm glad I played. I never do have great fuel strategy. It just never plays out for me. I always end up running out of fuel for some reason.
Well, still had an awesome run. Podium finish. I mean, is there any family members, shout-out sponsors you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank everybody here in Tennessee Broadcasting. You and Alex doing a great job up there in broadcasting. Got to thank this lead, Matt Geist, and everybody in it, man. These great bunch of guys. Want to thank all the war heroes out there this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. You know, I'm thanking honor everyone. I've got a nephew. He's out right now overseas. He's not home with the family, but send prayers up to him, and hopefully he stays safe over there. And that's about it, bro.
It's good to have you back, French Fry.
Thank you, Alex.
So that was third place Fry Hubbard. Now with the second place interview, let's go ahead and pull in Spencer Gay. Hey Spencer, this is Atlee and Alex in the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
Hey, what's up?
You made quite the run through the field, starting all the way back in 19th, all the way up to second, and then you got as far as 2/10 away from the back bumper of your good friend Charles Stevens.
Oh, yeah.
Too hard to pass, or are you out of tires?
I'm going to go with I let him win, but I was catching him pretty good, and I think towards the end he changed his lineup on me, and I was hoping that when I caught his bumper that would draft me up to him, but it didn't. But I mean, hell of a race. We almost went 1, 2, 3 for Big Fish Motorsports. Want to thank Logan, Chris, Charlie, Kyle, everybody in our team. But no, it was a hell of a race.
Now, what was your strategy? I know that strategy played a big role in the results here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I mean, what was your strategy, fuel and tire-wise, throughout this race?
Well, Charlie gave me the pointer to switch to a 14-to-1 ratio, and I actually think it helped. It helped the tires out. Now, before the first caution, I actually was burning my tires up badly, so I had to switch it up and kind of let off in the corners a little more, and I just kept trying to hit my marks, and it got me all the way up.
For sure. Well, congratulations on the victory, and have a great rest of your night.
All right, thank you, man.
Oh, runner-up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, congratulations to Charlie. He deserves it.
Sorry about that, but here we go. We're going to talk to the real victor, the person who's going to be advancing to the All-Star race, the winner of the Losers Lounge, Charles Stevens. Hey, Charles, this is Atlee in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy?
Got a copy.
Awesome. Well, you started the race in the 12th spot and quickly made your way up to the field. You were pretty much in the top 5 the entire race, and finally, after that final caution, you finally took the lead, and after that, there was no looking back. And nobody could really get up to you, and you ended up winning the Losers Lounge race. But I mean, in your opinion, what all went down here at Las Vegas?
It was definitely crazy. After that that last caution, came in and got gas, and I knew I was gonna be probably a little bit short on fuel. So when Fry got behind me there, I knew he was probably trying to get me to try to use up my stuff to for me to run out. And once he started laying back a little bit, then I basically went into tire saving and fuel saving mode. And coming to the white flag there, my crew chief literally came on and said I had one lap of fuel left, so I knew I was going to barely have enough to get to the finish. And I mean, for a second I thought Spencer was going to catch me there, but I just changed up my line a little bit, backed my corners up a little bit to try to get a better run off, to try to seal that win.
I actually said he was running out of gas and was just trying to coast draft off you as long as he could. So you really didn't have much of a challenge in that 14, but Spencer Gay got all the way up to your bumper and said you changed your line and weren't quite able to get around you.
Yeah, and like I said, big props to Spencer. I think this is his first podium, and he's a part of my teammates. So either way, Big Fish Motorsports would have finished 1-2 here tonight. But yeah, I wasn't gonna give it to him easy. So I when I saw him get within like 5/10 of me, I changed up my line a little bit, and I think he burned up his tires trying to catch me. So from there, I think it was smooth sailing.
Well, awesome run, getting that victory and advancing to the All-Star race. I mean, is there any shout-outs, fan member sponsors you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, just my teammates at Big Fish Motorsports, Logan, Spencer, Kyle, Chris. Thank all of them. Thank my wife and son and family for letting me race, and for you guys in the booth for broadcasting.
We definitely enjoyed watching you put on a good performance. So congratulations on the win and good luck in the All-Star race.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Well, that was an awesome race here at Las Vegas. As always, in races where fuel mileage comes into play, we definitely saw strategy affect what exactly happened. And in the end, Charles Stevens Jr. coming out on top. But still, everyone else who participated did an awesome job. Final thoughts, Alex?
I mean, it was a great race. Charles Stevens definitely had a dominant performance, leading 39 of the 100 laps. 3 cautions, 13 cautions laps, and 7 lead changes tonight. Wow. I mean, we had like 3 rapid fire there at the beginning, and then towards the end, it just kind of tapered off.
Still, though, awesome race, and I thank everyone for tuning in to watch the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as it would be greatly appreciated. We're going to 2,000 followers on Facebook, and also it would be cool if we could get 1,000 followers and subscribers on YouTube, on Twitch and YouTube. So if you haven't already, make sure to drop a follow. Check us out on Twitter. We're currently halfway to 50 followers on there. Intensity Broad 1, not Intensity Broadcasting on Twitter. We have a little bit of a different name on there. And then also, if you haven't already, if you have Roku or Fire TV, download the eRacing TV app. There's all kinds of awesome racing going on, including Intensity Broadcasting broadcasts are on there on Sundays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So make sure to download the eRacing TV app. And I'm Atlee @ManWeasel on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Over and out.